Hello everyone, welcome to Tutorial. This is Solomon. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create procedural gold shader in Blender. Please support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell for updates. Stay tuned until the end. Let's get started. First, split the window and switch to the UV image editor. Import the reference image I obtained from the internet. We will create this fine gold. Select the cube, enter edit mode, and scale it 3 times along the x-axis by pressing S. Select the top face and scale it down slightly to 0.9. Then select all by pressing A and scale it down to 0.7 on the Z-axis. It's too large. Scale it down by 0.1. To proceed, first select the top face and press U to UV unwrap. We will refine this later. Add 15 loop cuts by pressing Ctrl R. Then we will add 5 loops around the other sides by pressing Ctrl R. To define the edge, go to the Modifier tab and add a subdivision modifier, setting it to 2. Apply smooth shading. We have completed the gold model. Now let's create the material. Split the window again and switch to the node editor. Press Ctrl T to add the node wrangler. Go to File, User Preference, and install Node Wrangler. Press Open Image to import the prepared image texture. If you want to use the same image, I will provide it in the description. In the UV editor, select the imported image. Switch to Edit mode. To find the unwrapped top face, let's switch to Texture to view the image in the 3D viewport. Rotate it -90 degrees by pressing R. Press G to grab, then move and scale it along the X and Y axis until achieving the desired result. Then switch to Render View. Now let's move on to the color of the gold. By pressing Shift A, going to Converter and adding a color ramp. The text is already black, so let's change the white between yellow and orange. For the same result, use the hex code EBC15E. Change the black color to a similar shade with a value of 0.95 or 1 for better visibility. Change the reference image for cross-checking and set the metallic value to 1. This excessive specular needs adjustment. Press Shift A, then navigate to Texture and add Noise Texture. Press Ctrl T to add nodes with the Node Wrangler and change the texture coordinate to Object. Press Shift A to access the converter, then add a color ramp. Connect the color to the factor and the color to the roughness. Preview the color ramp by pressing Ctrl Shift and selecting it. Move the black to see the effect. Press Ctrl Shift and select the principled shader to preview the material. Notice how the white turns rough. Next, preview the color ramp by pressing Ctrl Shift and selecting it. Adjust the noise texture detail to 50. We need minimal specular, so reduce the black value. Again, press Ctrl Shift and select the principled shader to preview the material. Since the noise roughness also affects the text, we should isolate the letters to ensure they remain specular. To preview the image, press Ctrl-Shift and select the image texture. The black letters indicate that it will be specular if connected to roughness. The letters in the reference image should have a grooved appearance and must be reflective. Press Ctrl-Shift and select the color ramp to preview the material. Currently, the entire model appears in black and white with detailed noise, lacking text, so we need to combine these elements. Press Shift-A, navigate to Color, and add Mix RGB next to Color Ramp. Link the image color to the Mix RGB color. To preview Mix RGB mixture, press Ctrl-Shift and select Mix RGB. The mixture is currently 50-50, but the black letters are too specular, so we need to reduce it. First, check the factor. Set the factor to 1, and it indicates only the noise. Again, change the factor to 0, and it indicates only the letters. However, we require a higher level of noise, so setting the factor to 0.8 is ideal for our needs. Now press Ctrl-Shift and then select the principal to view the material. As you can see, the text has become specular, making it difficult to see due to the lighting direction. We will return it later for some corrections. Next, let's add some bump to create more detail on the object. To do this, press Ctrl-Shift-D to duplicate the noise texture along with the connected link. Next, press Shift-A, navigate to Converter, and add Color Ramp. Connect the color output to the factor input. Then connect the color output to normal. As you can see, the color has changed since the input data isn't normalized. We need a bump to convert the data. Press Shift-A, go to Vector, and add Bump. Change the connection to height. To preview the bump material, press Ctrl-Shift and select the bump node. Notice the resulting noise bump is quite strong. By adjusting the black slider, you can reduce some noise detail. But we will still need some detail remaining. Currently, the bump strength is too high, so set it to a very small amount, like 0.01. For now, to better visualize our adjustments, temporarily increase the bump strength. You might notice the text isn't visible because we haven't connected it with the bump. So, to resolve this, add another color ramp by pressing Shift-A. Connect the image texture color output to the color ramp factor input. To preview the color ramp, press Ctrl-Shift and select it. You will see the text in black and white. To mix this text with the noise texture, press Shift-A and go to Color, adding a Mix RGB node. Place it before the bump node. Connect the color ramp color output to the Mix RGB bottom color socket. To preview the mixture, press Ctrl-Shift and select the Mix RGB node. Currently, they are mixed 50-50, not what we need. First, let's preview the mixed bump material by pressing Ctrl-Shift and selecting the bump. The text and the noise have blended together, so we need to separate them to keep the text clean and flat. So to do that, switch from Mix to Multiply and set the factor to 1. The noise will now be completely removed from the text. Since we used this bump for the noise, we now need another bump for the text groove. Duplicate the bump node by pressing Shift-D. We will adjust the strings later. Connect the bump normal to principal normal. To create the text groove, connect the image texture color output to the bump height input. You will see the text bump outward. To create grooves, check the invert box. Reduce the bump strings to 0.008 for a little effect. Adjust the bump strength to 0.8 or as needed. Invert the noise bump to create an inward bump. Finally, connect the principal shader to the material output node. This is the final material setup image, which you can find in the description box. Lastly, to enhance the color, go to the Scene tab. Then Color Management. Change the setting from default to Filmic. And set the look to higher contrast. Now, we have a nice fine gold material. This is the final render result. Thanks for watching. I hope this tutorial is helpful. So if you like the video, please hit the like button. And if you are new, please subscribe to this channel and join our family. Until we meet again, bye bye.